Brighton 3, Chelsea 0. Well, I'm not really going to be saying stuff I've not already said, but every game it just seems we get worse and worse. So 5 defeats in a row, no goals scored in those 5 games either. That's the first time that's happened, those two things combined at the same time, since 1912. 1912 was the last time we went on a run of form that replicates this, and over a century ago. So is it fair to say this is officially the worst team we've had since then, or the worst we've been since then? So it just seems to me the players are not playing for Resignier at all anymore. Not one of them. Not one of them from minute one looked like they had. There's even any sort of interest, any sort of belief that we'll be able to win this game. We've just got a bunch of players now that have just lost all confidence completely. No clean sheets at all recently. 8 out of 9 games we've lost. It's gone from one thing to another. 5 back-to-back league defeats. I think Resignier now is, surely there's no way back for him now. I can't see it, to be honest. I think the players, though, yesterday were so bad. Not one of them did anything half decent for the entire 90 minutes. I think that, these owners have completely, they're the ones that have really got it all to answer for. But it just looked to me like a team that had given up yesterday, especially when they go 1-0 up early, Brighton. Then from there, it's just like, well, that's it now. We didn't even have a shot on target the entire game, and 6 off targets of Brighton's 7 on target and 15 off target, or 15 shots overall. So that's how much we lack creativity and an idea. We just look like a team that's so out of ideas and who's already accepted that the season's long since been over for us. I think. Now we drop out of the top 6, Brighton up to 6th. That result, big result for them, does wonders for their European push, and taking nothing away from how good they were, how clinical, how much better they were from the game at the weekend, where they weren't great away from Spurs, to be honest, but got away with the point there, and they built on that point yesterday for sure, and pushed on and got a convincing win over Chelsea, which is surely put them firmly in the race for European place now. They have turned it right around in this second half of the season. So there was a time not too long ago where the form wasn't going great, but Hurtler again, he's turned it around. And in that first half we barely even went in there after. We were so lucky not to be more than a goal behind, but you would think in the second half, is there any chance that we could I knew there wasn't, but think, okay, is there any chance we could get any sort of belief back into this? Is there any sort of hope here? But clearly there wasn't. Hinslewood quite, we a couple of half chances, but nothing at all. It was even at all convincing. Resignier sets up with a different team, different formation, complete change. João Pedro left out, Cole Palmer left out. Strange, but not really sure. There, we was told João Pedro had an injury going into the game at the weekend, but he's left out again today, and then there's rumours of stuff going on behind the scenes. And Palmer, I didn't hear news of any injuries, so strange decisions there. But then he changes back to the original formation at half time, but he brings Garnacho on, so really strange. And it just, whatever experiment he did, it didn't work. But then the other team didn't work at all. Much like the rest of the team, Resignier just looks out of ideas, out of his depth, to be perfectly honest. And well, I just think that game was one of the worst performances I think I've ever seen from us. They just shown up and they did nothing. They just offered nothing the entire game. We had a bit more of the ball in the second half, but again, it's just not really going anywhere with it. There's no directness. There's no idea. There's no real. They never look threatened by us once, Brighton, and then the icing on the cake, Welbeck gets that last minute goal. And some player is Welbeck as well, off the bench. He's still going strong. He's just a very good player, very, very good player I rate really highly, who's been quite underrated, particularly with his time at Brighton. He's been very reliable for them. So that's, it's certainly a massive result for Brighton, but for us, this is feels almost like an all-time low, and it feels like we are going to need such a big rebuild over this summer as well. I mean, I just don't know where we go from here. Really, it just, you know, it's just. I mean, you can see it full time, the reaction from the fans, just the anger and the disappointment that we're, you know, is all experiencing after just like one of the worst performances we've seen from any team this season. I don't really know what else I can say about it, to be honest, that I've not already said in previous videos. So, Cup semi-final coming up now. Don't hold out much hope, to be honest. 4 league games left. Just can't even score a goal at the moment. I don't know how we're going to get anything, to be honest, at this rate.